Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Wisteria. When drawing, I like to start with references a lot. Sometimes I take a base sketch that I've done separately or one I find online. I then manipulate the sketch or reference to fit my needs. I tend to do my sketches in red. Then I turn the lines to blue so I can clean up my sketch with red again. I don't need to do this step, but it helps me stay organized mentally. I then take the red and I go over the sketch, trying to make it as clean as possible. This clean sketch is what I'll use for the line art and will mainly be what the finished piece will look like. After I cleaned up my sketches, I like to use a small pen brush in black. If I want the line art to be a darker color instead of black, I change the line color after the coloring stage. That makes it easier for me to see how the line color matches the rest of the drawing. And if I'm feeling a bit lazy, instead of doing the line art in black pen, I will just change the color of the line art to black from the sketch. This step usually goes by pretty fast. I typically use the selection layer to fill in the entire outline. Then I put the colors on different layers and clip them to the base. I typically will use the lasso filling tool to block in all of the base colors. Then I go back and add in the details. You can see that especially with the dress pattern and the ends of the hair here. For the dress pattern, I use a liquefy tool to swirl the design. I swirl it around until I'm happy with the shapes. I tend to do this step a few different ways depending on how I'm feeling. For this piece, I took a dark purple for the shadows and I used a light purple for the highlights. I like to use filters most of the time while doing these. I put the shadows on overlay and the highlights on soft light. Then I adjust the opacity until I'm happy with how it looks. I like using this method for its simplicity when I feel like doing the bare minimum but looking really nice. I like to take the base colors and set them to multiply and add when I feel like adding more depth and detail into my pieces and taking more time. Lastly is backgrounds. I always struggle making backgrounds. I change my mind a few times, you'll see, before I get it to a place I like. When I can't figure out what to do for a background, I usually go for simple shapes and gradients. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.